Let's move on now to the summary statistics. We need to calculate the total. So what's the total of all the amounts over here? We can create a formula equal sign. We take 400,000 plus and so on. But instead of doing that, we can actually use a function. The name of the function is sum. The most used functions would be under the Home tab. And then you click on auto sum over here, and those are the most used functions. So let's go ahead and choose the sum sigma Greek letter over there, and it makes a selection of the numbers above, but you can just adjust this to select only the numbers you want. You can also just go ahead here and type the cell, so I can type B12, and then as usual we can push enter. Okay, you are already familiar with filling formulas. Now this time we have the down payment, so we need to add up those numbers, and then we have amount financed. So instead of filling down the formula, we can actually fill the formula to the right, and it should work. Okay, so double click here. Remember, when you see the hash marks, because I zoomed in to 130%, I cannot really see, so let me just double click to make a room. Maybe it's too much room, so I can adjust it. So okay, then we have the average function. We can go again to the Home tab, but I can show you another way. So you can type the name of the function. Probably the name of the function would be average. And now you have a list of functions, and you can read about each of them. So let's try the simplest one, average. Returns the average. That's exactly what we want. Now we can double click it. And then we need to select the numbers, or we can type. So I can type B8, B, column B12. Okay, or I can just go with my mouse over and I can make my selection and then push enter. I do not need to close the parentheses. Excel will do it for you. Okay, so I think now you know that the next function might be median. So let's double click it, select the numbers, and let's push enter. Now the next function equals, let's try lowest. And there is a lower function that converts letters in a text string to lowercase, but that's not what we want. So you might be lost now, or you might remember that we have those most used functions over here. So for the lowest, which one can we choose? We can choose the minimum function. If all fails, you can use the search button and try here search. Okay, so let's try the minimum function. Okay, equals min, double click it, select the numbers, and the opposite should be max. So let's try the maximum function, max, and always, check and see if the result is correct. For the next function, we need a number of mortgages. We do not name of the function, so what if we go to auto sum? And then we actually find something. It is called count numbers. So let's try count numbers. And the name of the function is count. We do not want to count those things. So I can just drag this selection and move it to the numbers we need. And that's it. Now we have all these functions. And on the right, we should just fill the formula, because we need next the down payment and the amount financed, which are positioned to the right of the formula. So we can select the formulas, and we can use the fill handle to drag it to the right. Now let's double check. So double click on any of the formulas to check. In B4, we're supposed to find today's date using a function. So maybe the name of the function is today, and yes it is. Now if you double click it, you see parentheses and there is no argument. So we do not have to click on anything. We do not have to provide any parameters. So let's push enter, and it gives us today's date. If I open this document tomorrow, it will give me tomorrow's date.